What is up, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. And today, deadlifts were on the menu. Once again, last heavy deadlift training, or pause deadlift training, I guess, for our working sets. But I was feeling snappy today. Body felt good. I also did not experience any tightness and or strain in my hip area or lower back. I mean, I have to say, I'm sitting a lot throughout the day. When you're working and stuff, you sit a lot. And it's really not good for your overall mobility and flexibility, and it will have an effect on your training. But luckily today I did not experience any of that. When I warm up, I usually just warm myself up in 25 kg jumps, but I also make sure that everything feels smooth, and that whenever I feel like I need another working set or another warm-up set, sorry, that I take my time and just redo it, just like I did here with the 170. I was feeling okay, and the gym was pretty hot, so I didn't need a lot of warm-up, but I was still like, hey, let's give it another go. And this really feels good for me, or it works also well for me, because basically I'm always trying to see where my body is at and how I can get it up and running in the most optimal way. There you can see me chalking up. I'm always trying to be a bit cautious with the chalk, I guess, because some of the trainers don't like when I bring my chalk, especially not the chalk blocks, but I just love the blocks more. Everybody that says liquid chalk is better has lost his mind. And yeah, as you can see, last warm-up was also pretty snappy. And I was like, okay, we're going in hot for this session, so let's get this PR. So I loaded up to 30, which I never hit pause at least. So this was definitely a PR. And on top of that, I just for some reason decided to do 6 because I don't know what I was doing. I was feeling it too much. I don't know. Either way, I just decided to go for 6 reps instead of 5, although all 5 reps felt very good. What is very interesting here is that on some reps, I was able to even pause it a bit further down, or just slightly above the ground, whereas on some I was not able to do so, and I actually paused them higher. Now you can see the 6th rep, and I literally just like paused for a solid second or something before I tried to pull it into an awkward lockout. Lockout was just not there because of the slipping fingers. Pretty happy with the set. Did not experience any pain whatsoever, and I'm just pushing this exercise right now, the back off of 205, just to get more stability and make it harder for myself to get the weight off the ground. Hold it there for a second or half a second or whatnot, and then accelerate up, which will and helped me already tremendously in the last training blocks leading up to my competition as well, to readjust and really work on my technique and get more efficient at pulling. Because in the end, what you're basically doing is you put your legs into the ground, you push yourself up, and then you have to stop. And it's not a normal stop you would do in a pull, but instead it's like you're initializing this stop, and you have to really keep your tension and be very good at bracing and holding the tension, especially in your lower back, while still pushing with your legs constantly. Because what the sumo pull really is just pushing through your legs and having your back as a stabilizing muscle. Sumo went well, so let's hop into the next exercise, and this was dips. Weighted dips, also last training day of the block, so I decided to go for another PR. I warmed myself up pretty intensely because somehow my elbow joint was not feeling it. Don't know what was up there. I was basically dripping in sweat, but my elbow still didn't feel like it was properly warmed up, so that was a bit weird for me. Anyways, we went in and got the shit done. Last warm-up set was for 50 kg, which moved nicely, and I was happy about it because I can roughly gauge now when or how heavy I can go on dips, because I mean, I'm just doing this exercise for 2 blocks maybe now. So I haven't really done it in the past. Now we're loaded up with 60 kg, which isn't much, but it was a PR from me, so I'll take it and go home with it, I guess. What I tried doing is really leaning forward and centering my elbows, or like aligning my lower arm and my elbows and my forearms with my wrists, and not get my wrists or forearms out of alignment too much, which obviously didn't work out that well. But still, the intention was there, I guess. I just really need to work on my technique, because also on Instagram, a friend of mine who I know and who's also doing powerlifting for the same club, he wrote me that with proper technique I could do way more, and that he would also do 60 kg, and he's way lighter than me, right? So for reference, he's like, I don't know, 80 kilos maybe, and I'm currently sitting at 120. So yeah, pretty funny. Nonetheless, dips felt very good. Did again 50 kilos for back offs. 2 times 5 of them were easy, and honestly, the elbow then turned out to be okay. And then here, very weird angle, but basically pumping out the 20 for a couple of reps just to get some blood flow and to pump up the chest and triceps and everything there. I really like ending it with a couple of reps just to get the blood flow going before I move on to the next exercise, which is staggered stance RDLs. Yeah, now normally last week I also did, like the weeks before, I always did single leg RDLs, meaning I took the one leg that is basically just a supportive leg up and behind me. So I basically tilted with my upper body and the leg that is currently not working. But instead, I decided to this week go for a staggered stance, which is basically you have one leg which is doing most of the work and then one stabilizing leg. And it felt way better. And as you can see, I needed some adjustment, but still I felt it tons more in my hamstrings, which was an indicator for me at least. Hey, yo, this exercise actually works better for me, or is more optimal if I hit it in a staggered stance position if I want to target my hamstrings. Because really what I'm trying to do here with this exercise is also hitting my hamstrings. And with the single leg RDLs, I felt like the focus was more shifted towards also balancing a lot. And I enjoyed the balancing part of it, because that was the real difficulty in this. But here I could really use the same weight, or even I think less weight than I did on the single leg RDLs, but really feel my hamstring working. So that was very nice. And with that, we jump into the next exercise, which is the good old cable row. Why I'm doing it right? Because I'm trying to build up my rhomboids and upper back, trying to get the juicy upper back, so I can also translate some of the force there, or some of the density there, into a bigger and better bench. That's why I'm working this grip so hard and I'm really enjoying it for 3 blocks now. And yeah, don't think I will stop with that anytime soon. To end the workout, we were heading into rear delts on the pec deck. What I'm trying to do here is what I also got from one video I once watched from CBAM, is you want to sit back as much as possible on the pad and then lean forward and have yourself almost working or have your shoulder joint a little bit higher than your elbow and wrists. And this way, at least for me personally, I can also hit my rear delts a little bit better and feel them more. So that was it for today, guys. Wish you guys all the love, all the power. Have a good one.